if you want to put to draw a bar graph from these categories, first we are going to draw a table. This table, only table to show the frequency, these frequencies. From this table, then we shall be able to draw the bar graph. So table, can call it table 1, tab 1 is equal to okay, let me first set table. So I want to show you something before I introduce the data frame. So this is the rate. We are looking at data 5. Is it data 5? Yes, data 5. And we are looking at the ID category 2. So it has created the table 5, I mean table 1. So if I show you table 1, okay, there's something I want to show you. So this is the table 1. And when you look at table 1 here, it is a vector. So it's not in a data frame format. So if you want to put it in a data frame format, you just add data dot frame. Just put everything in brackets here, data dot frame. So now if you press table 1, it will show you in the data frame format the variable and its frequency. So as it was here, I think now we get the point. So but I don't want this to be val1. I want to rename this. Maybe I can leave frequency, or we can put count, but I want to rename this. So in order to rename that variable, we say column names, and from the column names we want from tab 1, but we want the first column. To select the first column, you select it with the square brackets, and you want to rename it to, you want to rename that column to, what do we call that now? What did I name it? I named it as ranges, maybe. There are ranges, from range this to range this. So it is a word, so we shall put quotes, ranges. Let's also rename this column, the second column, tab 1. Let's select column 2. Let's name it to count, rename it to count. So if you say tab 1 again, we shall see that we have renamed to ranges and count into this data frame. Now tab 1 is no longer a table, it's a data frame. But a data frame from a table, the table which only contains delayed category from data 5. So now if you want to draw a bar graph, let me see if that's what we are going to do next. Yeah, if you want to draw a bar graph of these frequencies, we shall use what we call a ggplot. Now, a ggplot, this ggplot is from ggplot2 package, which is in the tidyverse. And ggplot, I will go through ggplot in another episode in depth, but now I want to give you a summary of it. So it has the ggplot, which is the first command, and the first command, you input what you want. You input the data, and it has what we call asterisks, which is short form is AES. So in that AES, you put what you want, what you want from that graph. What do you want from that graph? What do you want from this data, which is tab 1? So data tab 1, we want X variable as ranges and Y variable as count. That is 1. So now the next part is for the geom. So the geom or the geometry. So what's the geometry of this graph? So the geometry of this graph is going to be a bar graph. That's why we have geom bar. So then what is next? We want to start equals identity. So these are the things that are in geom bar. We want to fill these are columns. Fill means a color. You have to fill them with red, green, blue, and maroon. So let's do that first. I'm going to just copy because, okay, maybe I can just type it, but it's too long. So we're going to have a ggplot. You can also store this graph into maybe P1, plot 1, but I don't want to store this graph. So you are going to say ggplot1 is equal to, oh no, ggplot data equals tab1, or you can just say tab1, then comma, the ES, the asterisks, we have our X variable as ranges. We want to select ranges from as X variable. Then the Y variable is going to be the count. Count. Remind about the spelling. Count is capital T. I mean capital C. So what next? What's the geometry of this plot that you are going to do? I want the geometry, which is geom, to be a bar. So inside this bar, what do you want from this bar, which is the start, and it's going to be identity. It means you're not changing anything. So starts identity, and I want to fill, I mean to color my bar graphs. Since they are 4 from Q1 to Q4, I want to color them with a different line. Or you can just not put a color of your choice. It will choose for your color, but for me I want to choose. So fill equals, I want to fill. C, concatenation, means you are selecting more than one. So the first is going to be red. Don't mind about my color choices. Maroon. Let's use small letters. Red, maroon, black. I'm just thinking about colors, don't mind. Then orange. I hope it will look good. So then after that, you can stop here and look at the graph. Oh no. So my color choices are bad. So this is a graph of a count of these ranges and the colors, I mean the ranges versus the counts. You see that they are all nearly the same because these values are almost the same. 221, 222, 282, 228, they are almost the same. If they were maybe this one 600, this one 800, this is 400, they would be different. I think my color choice isn't that bad. So if we want to, again, you can stop here, but we want to put maybe the title. We want to change this. We want to change the theme, the background of the graph. So that's where we go to the next. You just add on. You know, there are so many which you can add on this graph. So we can add on the theme. The theme, and that theme, let's add on the theme, or plus theme. So you can add theme classic, theme blue, which is its loss. So this theme removes the background and that puts graphs. Let's look at another theme. Let's say theme classic. Theme classic makes it a white background. Okay, let's stick with theme classic. Now let's add labels, and we call them labs for ggplot. So the labs are going to be in quotation. We start with the title, is it? You can start with anything. So we're going to rename the title. You can start with x-axis, maybe x-axis. What's the x-axis? You can leave the x-axis. It's ranges. The y-axis. Maybe number of hours, and title maybe a bar graph showing blah blah blah, the categories. So you see that we have built this graph by just adding on what. You can also add on numbers here. So there is a lot you can just add on. That's a good thing with ggplot. So you see we have added our title. They renamed the y-axis, the x-axis. So let's see what next. What did we do next? Oh, we created another table. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm going to skip this. I'm going to skip this unless it looked nice. Let me see if it looked nice. Oh. Okay. I understand. So we're going to add... let me show you how to add this. What we call geom text. Geom text, we are going to, it means these numbers. Let's say if I want to add the specific numbers here, I'll add geom text. So I'll cover another topic of ggplot. So I'm just giving you an overview. So geom text has also the aesthetics, and in that we want to, what do we want in these aesthetics? We want to put maybe numbers here. So those numbers we want, they are called labels. So the labels that we want to put, they are frequencies of these. They are frequencies of these bars. So the label is going to be frequency. What else do we want? So we want to these frequency. Let me just put them and you see. Oh, why did I change? Okay, I've changed the frequency to count, so you have to be mindful of that. So the labels are going to be for count, but you see if I left it like this, they are within, they are cut full, they don't look nice. So let's make some adjustment. So the h just, that is the height, let's put it at 0.5, and the v just, oh yeah, our h just is the horizontal justification. It's going to be 0.5, which is halfway. And the vertical, let's put it at -2. Oh, where have they gone? Inside. Oh, negative. No. Positive. Oh, again. They are inside now. And you see this one is not. You can even give a color. Maybe we give them color white. Is it? Let's see if we can color them. Color equals white. Yeah, we can give the colors, but you see we now just have another thing here, which doesn't make sense. So let's remove the color. Let's just adjust our height, just. So what did I use here? -0.2. Just to be just above the graph. Yeah. So this is how we put these frequencies above the graph. You just have to adjust these numbers. So for this case, the negative puts it up, the positive sinks it down. So puts it down. So what next? What do we have next? So we're going to skip this. I wanted to show how to get this. So let's create another table. Oh, okay. This is going to be interesting. So let's create another table. So we can create a table of three columns. Maybe if you want the month, the delayed category, and the count. You can still do that. Create a table of 3 categories. But now let's look at how to use group by. So we're going to use group by command in dplyr. It means you are grouping this data according to the variable that you want. So let's group by the month and summarize departure time as a mean. You're going to call this data 6. Data 6 is going to be we're going to get it from data 5. So percentage greater than percentage. So we're going to use the group by. You're going to group by month. Then summarize. That's how the pipe helps. The pipe connects commands. So we can connect the group by and summarize. So we're going to summarize the departure time as a mean. So we are going to summarize this departure time. So we are going to add another command, percentage greater than percentage. You can here add a filter, what? So let's summarize now. Summarize. So summarize is a dplyr command. It is not the same as summary. So we are summarizing, but with this summarizing, we are creating a new variable called maybe mini departure time. Let's call it average departure time. Departure time. Average departure time is equal to the mean of the departure time. Dep time. I want to show you something now. So let's look at data 6. So you see we have NAs throughout as the average departure time, because our data had a lot of missings. There were many, that's why it has shown a lot this average departure time as NA. So remember, we are summarizing, we are grouping by month, and we are summarizing in each month we want the mean departure time. So you can just draw a bar graph of mean departure time for every month. So in order to remove that, let's say n.na.remove equals true. Let's remove the NAs. So after removing the NAs, so we have the mean departure time in each category. So the mean departure time in January was 13.47 something. It was almost the same as Feb. By the way, these planes keep time. That's why you see that these delays. Okay, no, that doesn't happen. Yeah, I would say some airline, but let me just forgive it. You see that the mean departure times are almost the same. So let's draw a table, maybe a bar graph of. So let's draw a bar graph of mean departure time versus the months. In each month, we're going to do a bar graph of the mean departure time. So we can store that plot maybe as a PL, and we are going to use ggplot, and in the ggplot we are using data 6. Data equals data 6, comma, the asterisks we are going to use, x is going to be our month, and y variable is going to be the average departure time. So let's add a geom. The geom is going to be bar, and the asterisks in geom, we are going to have start is equal to identity, so let's not fill this because these are many. Let's first draw this. So let's first print this graph, and we see, since we have stored it, we're going to use the print command. So by printing this, oh, there is an error here. So the error here has to, let's see what it says. The error is in the asterisks of start count. So geom bar doesn't have the asterisks. Let's remove them. And by removing them, we take off one. So yeah. So you see it has printed. You see the mean average departure time is almost the same. That's why they are also almost the same. So we can position this, maybe position equals dodge. Oh, that's the spelling of dodge. So we can say the position dodge. Let's print this graph. So you see that we can use fill for this. We can use fill per month. Let me try it. Fill equals month. Oh, okay. Sorry about that. Oh, still it has refused to fill by month. Okay, let's do this and we see. Okay, here they don't look nice, so let's add a color, and we're going to fill by month, such that we don't want to create color for each. So you see it has created its colors of choice. So maybe we can add labs, which are the labels, and the title equals, let's just say, bar graph of months versus average departure time. Then the X is going to be the months, Y is going to be the average departure time. So you can see I'll add another label for colors because it has created it here. So that label is going to be called fill. So the label for fill is going to be months. So you could okay. So let's run this and we see. Yeah, it's now clear. So this is how you can draw bar graphs from the data that you have from the dataset. All bar graph from the average departure time for in specific months. So let's go ahead. So the way to export this this graph, you can just right click and save the graph. It will show you where to save it, and okay, you could save it like that. All the reason why I give it a name is when I want to save it. So when you go here in the console and you press PL, the name of the graph, it will come in the side window. So here you can save as a PDF, PNG. PNG is the best format of a picture, doesn't change its pixels. So you just give it a name, maybe graph 1. So if you want to send this graph to someone or to anyone, or to copy it into Microsoft Word, you can still go the other side and copy it because it will have the same resolution. It is better than copying it from here. So let's look at another concept, probably the last concept. It's not the last. So how to draw maybe another graph of maybe a scatter plot. So to draw a scatter plot, we shall use still the ggplot, and this time data we are going to use still data 6. Is it? Or data 5? I think data 5 is not so modified. So the AES, or the aesthetics, we are going to say X, since it is a scatter plot, it has to be between two independent, let's look, it is going to be between two continuous variables. Let's look at data 5, how data 5 looks like. So data 5, we're going to scatter departure time versus the scheduled. So we're going to scatter between departure time and the scheduled departure time. And we see the difference, how these two display. So we're going to, it's going to be departure. I think it's called depth time. And the Y is going to be the scheduled. Y is going to be the shared depth time. Shared, mind about the spelling. Depth time. So this time the geom is going to be point, and the geom point has asterisk this, which is AES, and we can put here color. We are going to color this by, let's separate those who delayed and those who did not delay, maybe by delayed category 2. Delayed category 2. So let's scatter this and we see. So it's taking time. This is a very big data set. Finally it's here. So it has colored, it has put the dots here. You can even change the shape of these dots. You can just add in the aesthetics like shape this, but now we can still shape. It's okay. We can shape by departure. Delayed. Set shape by delayed and we see. Yes, it has created new shapes for each category. So you see that they are within almost the same because the departure time almost coincides with the scheduled departure time. So it has removed the missings, which is a good thing. So this is how we draw a scatter plot. You can go ahead and add labels and everything. So you can do that as in your own time.